welcome everyone. Dr. Mark Schenkman here, and today I'm taking on a new passion project. This is something near and dear to me, and this is going to be the new direction that I go with all my videos on all the social media platforms, and I affectionately call it the Obesity Project. And the reason that I decided to delve into this area was because of my own personal weight loss and pre-diabetic journey. So for many years I was able to eat whatever I wanted, and then like what naturally happens to most people as they age, metabolism slows and you suddenly start to put a pound or two a year on, and then the next thing you know, 20 or 30 years later, you find you're significantly overweight. And this started me down my journey, and as many of you that have followed my other content know, that I see a dietitian every week. I do intermittent fasting, and I still continue to fight the fight. My A1C climbs, which is a determination of pre-diabetes and eventual type 2 diabetes. And despite doing all the right stuff, I found myself in a quandary where I was really struggling, being very disciplined, fasting every day till noon, having a weight control shake that's prescribed by the dietitian and by physicians. You can only get it through a registered dietitian. So it has all the macronutrients, all the micronutrients you need, as well as giving you, the proper amount of calories, all that good stuff. So I'm doing my shake at noon, and then I have a small little afternoon snack, and then I eat a healthy dinner. And my dinner, I only do a starch every other night. So again, if you followed my content, you kind of already know this. However, this is the basis for why I started doing my own personal research into understanding obesity, understanding metabolic disease, understanding chronic illness. And through that exploration and through that journey, I came to realize that there's so much misinformation out there. There are so many people that have it all wrong, and including myself being a medical person. Although I'm an oral and maxillofacial surgeon by trade, I have a scientific background. I was a biology major in college, and I started looking at the research, and I started looking at the studies, and I started looking at the people who seem to be on the right path, and all the evidence points in one direction, and all the evidence points to obesity being a metabolic disease and being under diet control. So, having looked into that and struggled with that myself, I did more and more research, and I finally realized that this is something that I need to beat the drum for. I need to be talking about. I need to talk about how the medical profession has it all wrong. And I'm one of them. And, we need to start talking about how much of chronic illness, much of metabolic disease can be controlled with diet, and we can reverse type 2 diabetes. We can reverse obesity. We can reverse all of these horrible disorders that are all related. They're all linked. When you look at most chronic disease, it's all linked to metabolic dysregulation and dysfunction. And metabolic dysregulation and dysfunction can be corrected through diet. And so why is it that diet seems to be the basis for everything? And why are we so misguided in the medical profession? And why are your doctors and your nurses and your dietitians and all these people telling you the wrong information? And it's simply because healthcare is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And as we all know, even if you're somewhat cynical like I am, we all know that Big Pharma controls medicine. And, the entire medical direction, the entire way that physicians are taught to treat patients is to diagnose a problem and throw a medicine at it to correct it. And in many cases, what we're doing is we're treating the symptom and we're not treating the cause. And really understanding cause and effect, is how you can really reverse a lot of these medical problems. So the Obesity Project, as I've termed it, is my answer to educating folks out there about how we can reverse obesity, how we can lose weight, how we can reverse chronic illness. And we're going to explore diet as a means of doing that. We're going to talk about various different diets and what the proper diets are. And there are multiple diets that will work. So this isn't about, are you vegan? Are you vegetarian? Are you paleo? Are you Mediterranean? Are you carnivore? Are you keto? It's not about that, right? It's about the basics of diet control and how we can reverse obesity. And when we reverse obesity, we reduce inflammation in the body. And when we reverse inflammation in the body and the hormonal dysregulation that goes along with it, we can reverse these chronic illnesses. So that's what the Obesity Project is going to be about. And tomorrow, we're going to start with a very simple concept that is so askew and so screwed up that so many people don't even realize it. We're going to talk about the calorie method. We're going to talk about what is a calorie. Are all calories created equal?
Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
And the myth or the fallacy that calories are responsible for obesity, that overeating is responsible for obesity, that lack of willpower is responsible for overeating and obesity. And these are all misconceptions. These are wrong. All right? When you look at an overweight person and you say to yourself, they're lazy or they just lack self-discipline and self-control, I'm about to prove to you that that's wrong. That this is not their problem. This is a problem of the way that we're addressing obesity and how we're fighting a losing fight. And that'll all be tomorrow. So welcome to the Obesity Project. This is my new passion. This is my new direction that I'm going to go on social media. I appreciate you checking this out. Stay tuned. Each episode is going to be very, very fascinating and going to shed light on things that we've all taken for granted that are wrong. And we'll explore many, many different avenues of obesity, metabolic function, hormonal regulation, illness, all of it. So stay tuned. Check out tomorrow's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.